I picked up my $50 and pennies yesterday at my weekly pickup. Got through my $50 and I got 3. That was pretty cool. But anyway, let's check out these pennies and make sure that they're not 2023s. I hope they're not. Nope, they're not. Good. No wheat penny enders or anything to speak of, but when I emptied the box out of all the rolls, it did have a spare penny just came out. So there's something. I'm going to go through this box of pennies a whole lot faster today than my usual videos, just because I've already made one this week. And I'll show you how much I've got in this box, and I'll show you if I get any good stuff, wheat pennies and Canadians, that sort of thing. But I'm also going to talk about the benefits of hoarding copper. I've read a lot of things in the last couple of days, a lot of negativity. People are saying, hey, it'll be 70 years before you can ever melt them down, and if you ever can. And I keep saying the reason we store them isn't looking forward to melting. At least that's not for me. It's more of a hedge against inflation and maybe more, but we'll talk about that. I'm going to get started on these, and I'll be showing you what I find. But in the meantime, I'm going to go quicker and tell you a little bit about just my thoughts on why I'm holding copper. Okay, I've gone through 10 rolls, and here's where I'm at. I've got 2 wheat pennies, no Canadian. I've one 2009. It's not the best of shape. I've got a really nice red one. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's hard to tell it on here, but it's got a really good red tone. I did get a dime. That's cool. And I was talking with one person who commented, who says you really ought to be keeping the 2017 Ps. I don't know. We did talk about it for a while, and I'm like, all right, maybe. I've got some saved, but I think for a little while I'll keep a little bit more of them. And so I thought we'd just go through the 11th roll together, see if we find anything, and I'll talk a little bit. The first issue, of course, is the people that say it's a waste of time. And everybody has to decide what they want to do with their time. Is playing video games a waste of time? I'd say a lot of people say it is. Is bowling or golfing or fishing a waste of time? I don't know hardly any fishermen. Maybe on the coast or something. They are out there. Okay, I'm sure there are. Most fishermen spend a lot more than they would if they just went to the market and bought fish. And I tried to be that person who didn't, and even I still, with my rods and reels and just tackle, and I didn't go out and buy the crazy stuff, but it adds up. And so I found myself probably spending more, but I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I liked it. So there's your thing. Is it worth do you want to do it? Some people will say, why don't you just go out and buy Bullion, copper bars? Have you seen the prices? They're cool. I think they're really neat. But they're way higher than the value of copper, are we? With silver and gold, if you're watching the market and they have a dip, you can run out there and buy some in a week or a month or at least that year. You're back to even again. Hey, look, 1958. But I haven't seen that. I haven't checked market a lot. Other than whenever I check it, I'm like, no way. As much as I think they're cool, there's just no way. All right, we got our first Canadian. That's cool. And so, all right, let's move on from there. I'll get another roll. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. I don't think I did. In the first 10 rolls, I got 11 ounces of copper. And if that holds true throughout the box, then that is over my 3 pounds, which is what I hope to get in each box. There's a 17p. So that's cool. Copper, like other commodities, is a store of wealth. That backwards. let's say you take $1 and you put it in your sock drawer and save it. A year, 5 years, 10 years from now, that dollar will buy less than it would the day you put it in your sock drawer. But with commodities, worst case scenario, I find so many of these 17Ps. The writer just assured me that they're more collectible, and maybe they are because it's the first P on a penny, but I seem like I find more of them than that would not make them so collectible, but I'm going to hold on to them for a while anyway. So anyway, a store of wealth. If you store the dollar for any length of time, the purchasing power goes down for that dollar. It's been that way for a long time. But if you take copper and store it a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 50 years from now, it's still going to hold the value, at worst case scenario, from when you first started keeping it. Whatever you should have been able to buy with that dollar, you can still buy with that copper. And, plus with this hobby, you're already getting it at less than face value. And that's the fun part of a hobby. I have gone out and bought some silver, tried to wait for the market to be down a little bit, then go buy some. But I really prefer getting it at banks, paying face value, and then I automatically have the value there. Okay, I have now gone through 20 rolls, and this is my 21st roll. And I did add another wheat penny. I added 2 more Canadian pennies. One of them is not copper. And I'm at 21 ounces. So it dropped back a half ounce per 10 rolls, but it's still within, if I can keep this up, I still get my 3 pounds, which is pretty cool. And look at this. That's the 17Ps. I just find so many of them. And that is just, that's just looking at the obverse. There's another one right there. When I get to the reverses, I don't turn them over to see what they are. That is just coming, shining in your face at you. 83, we'll weigh it. I've been weighing them, of course. Maybe someday. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? Okay, copper. Talking about copper. And commodities. Copper as a commodity. We're talking about it being a hedge against inflation, and it's going to hold its value because it's going to, as the inflation goes up, it's going to go up. But something else that it might do, it might surge. It might go crazy. They may just decide that with the everything electric that we're trying to make, and that, all of the copper mining, the top 5, 10, whatever copper mines, they're old. They're running out. They're going to have to go out looking for more. There's a Canadian. Cool. And so the price could go up crazy. Some people predict it's going to go up a lot. Some say it's just going to, follow inflation. Who knows? But what about those surges? Back in 1980, I saw silver going up, and I went out and as fast as I could and got a hold of some. And I made 10, 20 times my money in 3 days. So if you store it and you watch it, when those crazy things happen, I see a wheat penny, then you can cash in and make bank. 1944, it's my third in the 40s. I've now gone through 30 rolls, and I didn't get another wheat penny in those last ones I went through. And I got another 2009 and a few more, the 17Ps. I've started 2 piles. They started getting so tall. I started another pile. And the copper it went down a little bit more. I'm still at averaging 9 per roll, which is just over the 3 pound mark. Always check your 59s to make sure it ain't a wheat penny. They have found one in all these years, but there might be another one, and it's worth a lot of money if it is. So what have I not talked about? Prepping. That's right. A lot of us are into prepping because we don't know if society is going to last. With the swamp and everything going on, we could have a total collapse of society. And, a lot of people say it couldn't happen. It's happened all over the world over the years to people who said it couldn't happen. It could happen. And you'll have a good commodity for bartering and for, your gold is for big purchases, your silver is for medium purchases, and your copper is for small purchases. There's lots of other things that you can also hoard. This is just one good one, especially since you can buy them today for a penny and they're already worth 2.5 cents. And, along with prepping, there's a lot of other things to go in with that. This is just one part of it. I don't think these are real rare or anything, but do you save them? See, there's almost no rim over here, and there's like a double rim over on the left side. I'm curious if any of you are writing to me if you keep these. That one is really obvious. Okay, now I have gone through 40 rolls. I got this last 10 rolls to go through. Have not found another wheat penny. I'm still just at 4, which is pretty bad, but that's okay. I'm still slightly above the average to get my 3 pounds. It inched up ever so slightly with that last 10. So I'm still in track. Hopefully I'll get it. I got another Canadian copper, got another 1 or 2 09s, and another couple of 17Ps. I wouldn't say it's an outstanding box, but if I get my 3 pounds, that's cool. I don't suspect I'll be getting 3 pounds, a year or two from now. Or I'll be lucky if I do, or something like that. With the influx every year of 13 billion more zinc pennies, it's just going to start going down. I mean, it already has gone down from what it was, a year ago, 2 years ago, whatever. So what's one more point we want to talk about? Digital currency. What if our currency goes digital and they can keep track of everything that we have monetarily? This will be a nice hedge for bartering, black market purchases, whatever you want to call it, off the grid trades, purchases. Of course, then you can get into all types of scenarios, like what if the government gets, wicked as it's trying to be, what if they get super, super aggressive and want to come in and confiscate all your copper and commodities and stuff? That could happen too. Hopefully we'll see it coming and we'll bury it or hide it or something. All right, I got 2 rolls to go. We'll just go through these together real quickly. I tell you, I feel like I should be keeping the 2017 Ds. I think I found fewer of them, but I know that's not what's collectible. Speaking of commodities, I want to tell you a story. You may already know it. The gold strike in Alaska is around 1899. I'm weighing this. Okay, that was zinc, sorry. 1900, 1901, all through there was the big rush. And the people that went by land went through Washington into Canada and then through the western corner of Canada into the Yukon, back into Alaska, where the gold was supposed to be. There's a D. But when you got to Canada, the Canadian Mounties wouldn't let you enter unless you had 1,000 pounds of provisions per person, because they knew the winters were so brutal. And so, just reading about the track of these people getting 1,000 pounds of provisions per person was just a feat in itself. Pretty amazing. But anyway, one person had I don't know, what caused it, I don't know, but he had the idea to take cats and he breeded them and he sold them to the lonely miners who had to spend months and months during the winter, long winters up there in Alaska, just sit, in whatever shack they had, trying to survive, waiting for enough thaw to get back out and mine for gold. And they sold cats, this person, for really good money. Even though it is another mouth to feed, but they felt like it was worth it. It was an 82. And they wanted some companionship. Go through those long, brutal winters. My goodness, I can't imagine just months and months and months by yourself. Hey, another Canadian. I can't believe it looks like I'm going to end with 4 wheat pennies. What year was that? 1970, okay. There's a 17p. Anyway, the idea there is using commodities for your benefit. 17p. Hey, look at that. Number 5. 1946 Philadelphia. Well, half of what I wanted anyway, right? After I get through this roll, I'll weigh them real quick and tell you what we got. I think I've got is that an 83? I think I'm going to get my 3 pounds. Not a lot over. It's zinc, whatever it was. Earlier, I had a roll that only had 4 coppers in it, and I threw them in the wrong box, so I pulled the box over, and I quickly found all 4 of them right on top of all the zinc. Wow, look at that. That is an eat-up coin. All right, I got this weighed. That's copper. Just a hair over 3 pounds, 1 ounce. I got it, though. That's cool. There's all the 17Ps. There's just a couple of really, really red face. That was 2 of them that were really obviously off center, and my dime. 2009s. The Canadian, not copper, Canadian coppers, and my 5 wheat pennies. I'm going to stop it there. Next week I'll add them all up and show you what our total is. But we'll just stop right here tonight. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Hope that hope that if you're teeter-tottering, that you might go ahead and start hoarding the copper. It's a fun hobby, in my opinion. You'll have to make that decision for yourself. See you later.